Welcome to Shomach Shov on the Daf. She responds to Loinishma Asar B'Yakushom Le'Abbas Yitzchok. We're holding in Avoda Zara Daf Samechalef in the middle of the sugyas here of Yayin Nesech. And there's a nekuda that comes out from our daf which relates to the main inyan of what is Yayin Nesech all about. So we'll start with a ha'ara that's brought down the Shem Mishmul and Chanukah's year Tafresh Ein Beis, where he brings the name of his father, the Avnei Nezer. The Avnei Nezer asks, why is Yayin Nesech so much more chomer than oil, than shemen? Why, if a goy touches the wine, he makes it pasul, but if he touches oil, it does not make it pasul? So he says like this. He says, the goy is the ikar koyach of the goy, is bizgalio, something which is revealed. Referring to the Gemara in Chulin that says that stam goy mifei poya, goy speaks aloud. He's something which belongs to the revealed aspect of the world. What he's referring to, the Avnei Nezer, is of the Maharal that we mentioned a few times at these shiurim. The Maharal is brought down both in the Gur Aryeh, on Pasha Shmois, and the Sefer Tiferes Yisrael. He brings the Medrash, the Moshe Rabbeinu, when he saw that Dosog ve'Aviram were saying Lashon Hara about him. It says that Moshe Rabbeinu said, Achen noida hadover. So the Medrash says that when Moshe Rabbeinu saw that Am Yisrael has Lashon Hara among them, he wasn't sure if they will be redeemed. He got very worried. So the Maharal says something something very deep. He says the difference between Kalal Yisrael and Umas Oilam is Umas Oilam are on the outside. They belong to the exterior facade of the world. He brings the Gemara in Chulin. Bistam Goy Mifapoy, he speaks a lot. But Am Yisrael, their maila is that they're hidden, they're concealed, they're not outside. The maila of a goy is chitzonius. The maila of Am Yisrael is pnimius. When Am Yisrael speak Lashon Hara, says the Maharal, that it's not just that they're doing a big avera, but it's more than that. They're taking themselves from being a Klal Yisrael who belong to pnimius, who belong to something concealed, to something hidden, and they put themselves in the position of chitzonius, like the Umas Ha'olam. And in Mela, they don't have schus to be nigal, because they don't have the schus of Klal Yisrael. And the Maharal there concludes and says, I have to tell Am Yisrael, realize how terrible is Lashon Hara, that when Am Yisrael is saying Lashon Hara, they don't have Zoich L'Geula, because they don't have the Maila of Klal Yisrael. So the Avnei Nezer says, that's why the Goy has shayches to wine. Why wine? Because in wine it says, Nichnas Yayin Yotza Soid. The wine takes out to the exterior, something which is inside takes it out. So the Goy has shayches to it. That's why he ruins the wine. But in oil, we don't have the concept of taking out something to the outside. Shemen is davar shebechashai. It's davar something which is hidden. So therefore, the goy doesn't have connection to it, and therefore he doesn't poisel the oil. The Shem Shmuel goes there to continue and say that depends on Umas Oil, which Umah it is. The Yevanim do have more of a connection to the interior things, and that's why they are able to also control the oil of Klal Yisrael. But even then, they have a certain level of control they don't have on the oil, and that's the Pach Shemen, the Nes of Chanukah, that the oil was sealed, that the Yevanim don't have connection to. Now the big question on this Shem Shmuel, and really the basis of the Maharal and the Gur Aryeh, is how this fits with another Maharal. Because the Maharal, in the end of the Sefer Gvuras Hashem, the Sefer of Pesach, he has a section called Hilchus Yayin Nesech. And the Maharal that doesn't really speak so much about the halachas of Yayin Nesech, but he's coming to explain why Chazal were so makbid on Yayin Nesech, on the wine of Goyim. Why that's the Iker Inyan that we don't allow Jews and Goyim to be together with wine. So the Maharal there in length goes on to explain that the difference between the Goyim and Klal Yisrael is in the pnimius, is in the internal aspect of things. And the external, the Goyim and Jews look alike. They all look like human beings with bodies, with hands, with legs, with every avarim, the same avarim that a Jew has, a Goy has. But the difference is in the pnimius. The difference is in something which is internal. That's the ultimate chiluk between Yisrael and the Goyim. And he seems that he's referencing what he mentioned in the Gur Aryeh, that Am Yisrael's maila is in the pnimius. So says the Maharal, that's why wine, what is wine? Why is Nichas Yayin Yotza Soid? Yayin belongs to the pnimius. So therefore, we say the wine which belongs to the Pnimius, that's why you have to have a difference between Yisrael and Umas Ha'olam. The Pnimius is different. The wine that belongs to the Pnimius has to be different, has to be separated. Now this seems to be exact opposite of the Maral and the Gurayet that Avnei Nezer is based on. Because Avnei Nezer is trying to tell you that the reason wine becomes also more than oil, because wine is in the outside, while oil is in the inside. But to reconcile these two ideas seems to be that the maila of wine, or the nekudo, the attribute of wine is that it takes something which is inside and brings it out. Nichnas yayin yotza soid. There's a soid. What brings out the inside to the outside? The wine. In the these 2 points come together. The external, that I have no problem. That the goyim and the Jews are similar. The external looks the same. There's something which is pnimi and stays pnimi, like oil. That's something which the goyim can't really touch. They can't connect to. But something which goes from the inside to the outside, that's where the danger is. That they're going to come and connect together the pnimius of Yisrael and Umas Ha'olam. That's where Chazal said they have to have a separation. Because the inside of Yisrael cannot connect to the inside of Goyim, and what wine does, it takes from the inside, brings it out to the outside. And this was brought down in our daf, that how do you come and separate, make sure the wine is separated? You have mafteach v'choisom. You have a key, and you have a chasimo, you have a seal. The Pri Menachem says that's connected to two brises that we have. Bris halashon, closing one's mouth, and bris hama'or, referring to gedusha. When a person seals himself in these two ways, then he does not connect to the goyim. According to everything that we're learning, the idea of Yayin Nesech and Stam Yainum, the sugyas that we're oisik within, is that the pnimius of Klal Yisrael has to be sealed and not come out to the exterior. And that's what Bris HaLashon, Bris HaMorah does. And that's the idea of Mafteach v'choisom, Ten lachochom v'yech kamoid. Anyone who wants to join Shomach Shova email us to what's called, please email shomachshova@gmail.com.